And our next run here on Completithon is ready. So here is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX 100% by mchan338 and Ryan Ford. Good luck and take it away.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So I am Rhythmical. I'm joined by Sapphire, also on commentary. Our two runners are mchan338 and Ryan Ford. And yeah, we're starting. I'm not sure when the countdown's going.
I need one of y'all to count down, I guess.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
By the
Go
way,
ahead.
I am Sapphire, aka Alicia. And okay, countdown starts now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Didn't think that I would be talking on comms, did you? Alright, I won't interrupt you too much, but if you want to talk about the beginning, by all means.
Sure. Yeah. So the beginning of pretty much every speedrun in this game is exactly the same for the first minute. It's just you have to get the sword.
Yeah, there's...
And you also,
yeah.
I wonder, are you allowed to leave the house without getting a shield?
Nope. You
Oh,
literally
yeah.
get stopped if you leave the house without the shield.
Yeah, you have to get the shield and you have to get the sword. Like, you cannot do anything else without those two items. Now, in this category, you have to get rupees. Some categories you skip rupees and you go do a modeling thing, but that's totally different. So we get the sword, and then we have to get rupee duping. Rupee duping is when if you hold out your sword or your shield at a specific moment when a rupee lands on you, you can duplicate it. And we need 2 rupees, or sorry, not 2 rupees, 10 rupees in order to buy some bombs and do the trendy game to get the powder. Even though we don't really use the powder for anything. Except
we say, like, buy bombs, but really it's, I don't know if it's really buying them so much as just, like, tricking the game into thinking you bought them, because you literally, like, you hit the OK prompt on the, like, buy text box and immediately save and quit. And what that does is you don't lose your rupees when you buy things.
Yeah, you can open up the save and quit menu as soon as you press buy, and then you can just immediately save and quit. And the game would normally count down, but you just interrupt that, and you keep all 10 rupees, and then you do that a second time. So you get to steal bombs in this game, but he doesn't kill you for it. Unlike when you steal the shovel. And fun fact, we need to get 12 pictures. The stealing is actually the first picture. What else we need to do? Yeah, this is a 100% run. So we need to get all the permanent inventory items, such as heart pieces, photos, all the instruments, all the upgrades. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, you have to get a tunic upgrade.
Yes, that's it, yeah. Now, you might think you have to collect all the seashells, but you only need to get 20 of them. As soon as you get 20 and get the sword upgrade, all the remaining seashells around the world just turn to rupees. So we've got the powder, and now we need to go get our first seashell in the doghouse. Now, the route is actually planned so that you get all the seashells with the shovel before getting the boomerang, because later on we're going to be trading out the boomerang, or the shovel for the boomerang. Now, well, let's talk about bomb triggers, eh?
Yeah. So the thing that Ryan just, like, missed, because that one's really hard to do fast, is called a bomb trigger. Basically, the game doesn't really like having 2 bomb sprites on screen at once. But if you trick the game into doing it by either, like, placing one right before and right after a transition, or dropping 2 of them in a pit fast enough, the game does some weird stuff with sprites, and it'll just like automatically activate certain actions on some screens. So like it will skip the owl flying in, or you actually use it to completely like skip the ocarina in any percent runs.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't skip the ocarina in this because we have to get all 3 songs. We also have to use a couple of them. Or use one of them, I think. I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say?
Oh man, I feel that. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, cutscenes, that's what it was. Yeah, so it activates cutscenes and it grabs items like heart pieces. So there's gonna be multiple times you're gonna be seeing heart pieces just come from one side of the room and just jump right over to Link.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're in D1. We've already done bomb triggers. The next big trick to introduce are super jumps. And we need the feather for that, which we're on our way to getting. So you see those walls in the dungeons, those are all ledges. So if you were to actually get up there, you could actually jump off it like you would any other ledge. But we can abuse that and make the game think we're up there when we're not by clipping into a wall and then pressing into the wall while we're jumping. And then we can use an item to push us away from the wall, such as our sword or a bow. And you can also do it while already facing away from the wall, but it's a bit harder to do. We do it a few times, but you'll see. And that will actually cause Link to jump off of the ledge while you're clipped into it. And so we can get over blocks and extra tiles and stuff like that. So what you're going to see on Ryan's screen right here is jumping over this key block. And actually, funny enough, the second super jump you do in the whole game is completely unique. For some reason, this one works. If you just kind of get in between the stairs and that wall, you can just do that.
I think that one's like technically an extended ledge jump, actually, which is kind of like doing a super jump, but from the other side, where you pretty much just like jump towards a ledge in such a way that you fall while you're jumping, and Link keeps the magic falling state for longer.
Well, either way,
I think this is the only one that's still used in the run. I know, like, years and years ago, like, the old, like, any percent routes used one before people discovered super jumps. I
know nothing of those days.
I've done, like, quite a bit of research on it, and, like, there's Astra's world record history video that I've watched a couple of times.
Ah, nice.
So that's D1. We're only, like 6.5 minutes into the run where we've already got the first instrument?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna head over to D2 now. And we need to get Bow Wow for that first. Unfortunately, we still haven't found Bow Wow skip. If anybody has any insight on how to do Bow Wow skip, please tell us. This game will be totally revitalized by that.
It's so
this
true.
Is not legally binding, by the way, but like if somebody finds a RTA viable Bow Wow skip in this game, I will hand them $1 million. Again, that is not legally binding. Do not hold me to my word.
Someone's getting scammed. What I'm hearing.
So we get those rupees because, well, we need some rupees before... Oh, here comes a bomb trigger to get a heart piece. Oh, it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I suck, Pixel.
Yeah, sometimes that one doesn't work. But you can just jump over that, do a super jump to get it.
Yeah, I think it's sub-pixel dependent, probably.
Yeah.
It's like a 1/8 chance
or
that
you have to
it'll
like kill a
not
specific Zol.
So
sometimes you have to kill specific enemies to do bomb triggers.
So yeah, this kind of brings me into explaining a couple more things. So first, some bomb triggers only work properly if you kill certain enemies. So like, if you see someone like randomly kill one specific thing and then do a bomb trigger somewhere, That's what's happening. And the other one is this game has subpixels. I don't remember like how many subpixels are in one pixel, but
16.
16. Okay. And that can really screw with things.
Yeah. We're gonna see some tricks later on that are subpixel dependent. So sometimes you'll have to do a million pause buffers to actually get something to work. And sometimes you only have to do one.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we talked to the mouse and got our second picture. The mouse was apparently in the shop while we were stealing. Somehow he knew where we were.
So
It's only something
the
that can happen in a
shoplifting
dream.
picture is the only picture that you get without talking to the mouse first.
Right.
So, like, even if there wasn't a photo that you get there, you would still have to talk to the mouse to get any of the photos anywhere else. And if you don't, you can actually miss some of them.
This is true, yeah. You can miss photos in this game. Like, we have to get Marin later. And if we bring Marin to the Walrus before getting the photos with her, we are completely locked out of them.
Yeah.
Series D2, Bow Wow seemed to be pretty nice to Ryan. I missed
Perfect.
how Bow Wow was to Amchen.
Actually perfect.
Oh, wow. So our two runners are actually pretty close. They're only maybe 6 seconds apart.
But yeah, there are some times where Bow Wow will just instantly eat one of the swamp flowers, and there are other times where he will spend 15 seconds just screwing around and won't eat one.
He'll try, but he'll just miss.
Nope. Honestly, he's chilling forever, or when he gets the legendary double miss, it's like...
Legendary double miss.
It's like tragic when that happens.
Like, I will be the first to admit, like, that has literally made me, like, start cussing and rage quit a run.
Oh yeah, same here.
It's terrible.
Especially when it's on a run with good rupee RNG. A lot of the resets in the categories where you get rupees all happen right in the first minute and a half. But thankfully, we don't have to deal with the resets. So we you use the bow. We should explain the bow. The bow is overpowered, so you can just shoot 2 arrows and kill mini bosses. You're not supposed to have it. You're supposed to grind rupees, but you can steal it. And you can use it to quickly kill mini bosses. You can also, what you saw was use it to shoot the ghost off the screen instead of scaring them off by lighting the torches like you're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's actually 2 different strats for that same thing. One is you use arrows, and that is by far the fastest because it just pushes them off the screen. And then there's the sword strat, which is like kind of a backup if you're running low on the arrows for some reason. And that pretty much just like sends them like off to the other side of the screen and they just leave.
You also saw you can use bombs as a weight. You're supposed to pick up the pot and go up the stairs, but like I don't know how Link carries this heavy pot while climbing a ladder, but he does. But
He secretly has 4 hands. Or he's just like, I don't know, maybe he's got like those like super crazy like monkey feet that can like grip things.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, I think with his feet, as far as I can tell with his feet, he only has one because the flippers is just one flipper.
Yep.
Also, like, I just want to say real quick, Genie quick kill is cool. Because you because usually the cycle with like throwing the pot is 3 cycles, or 2 if you're in Europe for some reason. Don't ask me why that's a thing.
Oh, never knew that.
It's so long. As a glitchless runner, it's the slowest fight.
Yeah, it's such it's such a slog without glitches.
The way you break the pot is by clipping into the wall and then throwing the pot to the left. It has to be to the left.
Yeah.
It will not work if you're facing another direction.
And then you just finish it off with a bomb and a bomb arrow.
Yep.
And that's just swag.
It looks great, and it feels great when it works.
Also,
So here's our first bomb upgrade.
Flashing lights warning, by the way.
Yes, that's a good call. So, yeah, flashing lights right now on M-Chan, and then right now on Ryan's screen. So they have to select no on the first option, or else they're going to get the powder upgrade. And if they do that, they kill the run, and they have to go to the village and buy more bombs.
Yep. You have to take another
possibly
death
twice.
from the shopkeeper, too, because of that.
Yep. So generally runners take just a split second longer to make sure they've selected no. Unless you're Sagas, then you YOLO.
Gotta be optimal. You can't slow down for something like that.
Yeah.
Gotta save
So
those
then-
frames.
Here's our next seashell. We actually come back to the spot later, but we need to get this one now with the shovel, because when we come back later, we have boomerang instead of the shovel. And now we are basically on our way to D3. We have to open this cave because we're going to come back to it later, but we need to equip bombs anyway to destroy this rock coming up, so we might as well open up that wall. And then I think, let me remember. I think, yeah, we go to the Seashell Mansion. So we want to enter this phone booth to set a save point, because when you enter the Seashell Mansion, it doesn't actually set a save spot, a save point.
Wait, I never knew
so
that. That's weird.
Yeah, there's a few places buildings and stuff you enter, they just don't set save points. The mansion is one of them. So you go to that phone booth and then you save and quit from the Seashell Mansion over to that phone booth. Saves a lot of backtracking.
Yeah, one of the runs I did yesterday, I save and quit in the second Seashell Mansion visit by accident, and then brought me back to the cave where you
Oh.
right before the bees cutscene, or pretty much right
Oh.
after the bees cutscene.
Ooh.
I
I
got
first
sent back
played
there.
this game in like 2017, and I never knew that.
Yeah, I've only learned because of the speedrun, personally.
Yeah, it's only done in 100% no loop.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure I would have known that, like, you know, if I actually ran this category, because, yeah, I'm doing commentary on a speedrun category that I don't actually run.
Okay, so here's Villa
What?
Skip. This is one of those subpixel dependent skips. So you're getting
Or
to the
frame
bottom
rules, frame
of
rules.
that screen, and you're waiting for the falling sound from Link. And
Yeah.
when that happens, Link will actually be on the very bottom of the screen without falling. So all you have to do is just press down, and he'll jump down across the grass and be in Villa. Saves a ton of going around.
Yeah,
However, you still need to
and-
go back through to get a seashell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
entirely
you have to
skips
get
going
the
to
seashell
Candlelit
here.
Castle.
In any
Yeah.
percent, what you do is you kind of just, like, flip slightly into the side of one of the holes at the bottom of the screen, and then you just, like, fall through, and you can just
Ye-
run to D3.
Yeah, you yeet yourself over the grass. It's surprisingly hard to do fast.
Also, coming up, there is another glitch.
Yes, the glitch that we only see in the first half of the run until we get the flippers. Once you have the flippers, this doesn't work, and it's called Jesus Jumps. Take a guess why it's called that.
Yeah.
So you want to pause the game when Link is about to splash into the water. And then what you can actually do is jump off of the water.
Yeah.
It only
and
works
then,
from a pause menu.
And then, like, if you do it, like, through a screen transition, afterwards, you just, like, open your save and quit menu, and then you buffer another jump out of it.
Yep. Yeah, you can jump out of water in this game.
Yep.
Later on, we use that to get onto a bridge. So here's D3. You may have also noticed that we opened up D3 from the opposite end. You can do that by clipping into the key block.
Yeah, because, like, the game doesn't check which side of the key block you're touching. It only checks that, A, you're touching it, and B, you are facing up.
Oh, okay, there we go. We got Piece of Power here. So this is the only time we see Piece of Power in this run, and the reason for that is because every time you need to get, I think, 30 kills to get Piece of Power to drop, not including kills that drop the Guardian Acorn, which is every 12, unless you take a hit. So you want 30 kills, but if you save and quit, that kill count resets. And this is the only time where we have a long enough period without saving and quitting where we can get Piece of Power. Once you have enough hearts, the kill count increases to 40.
Oh, Ryan is going for the swag strat here.
The French press.
Yeah.
We
Called that because it was developed by French players.
But yeah, basically you just like super jump and then you bounce off of one of the Stalfos with your shield. And that only saves like a couple of seconds over just going through the normal way.
I think it's like 4.
Yeah, it's also like kind of hard to do, but it's free swag points, so some people do it, some people don't. I occasionally do it if I'm feeling up to it, but
Piece of Power is especially saves time on this particular boss because you do more damage.
yeah, like you can literally just beat it in like 2 cycles instead of 4.
Yeah. So you just split it up and then you hit each one, and then you want to time a bonk onto the wall so that you don't get stunned by the first one falling. And then you just hold out your sword and they land on you and they die. We're at the top of the screen as well, which is nice. Alright, so we're heading back to that cave we opened up earlier to get a heart piece. And then we are going to get the honeycomb. But we were not going to watch the cutscene for it, because you can skip cutscenes by saving and quitting. Saving and quitting it's kind of like super jumps and bomb triggers. You can kind of break the game sometimes by doing it.
Yeah, for the cutscenes,
we
you
do
need
it a
the
lot.
game to advance 2 frames for it to actually play. Oh, whoops, I missed menu. But anyway, continue. My bad.
Yeah, so the idea is you want to initiate the cutscene and then I think you save and quit. So you just hold save and quit. You'll see it right here. So he's gonna head over and talk to Terran, should I say Mario?
So many Mario references in this game.
There are a lot of Mario references.
Yeah, and then free honeycomb without sitting there watching him run around and get chased by bees.
Unfortunately, we do not get to hear the fun music. It all gets skipped in the name of speed. Alright, so I believe we have 10 seashells now. So the reason why we're going to Seashell Mansion is every time when you have 5 seashells and you go to the mansion, you get an extra one. When you have 10, you get an extra one. If you have any more or less than that number, you get nothing.
Yeah, so
you want to make sure you only come here.
Not actually required to get the level 2 sword, because there are enough extra seashells in the game.
Yeah. It's just 2 of the 26, but you only need 20 of them.
Yeah. Though it is faster to go to Seashell Mansion.
Yeah, we're kind of around here anyway, because we need to go to Animal Village. And the reason we need to go to Animal Village is because we need to get Marin. And the Marin only shows up at the beach once you get whatever the bear was. It a bear? I was trying to figure this out there earlier. Like, I even saw it earlier. I don't remember what he is. Pineapple. It's a bear and a pineapple. That's what it was.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't know how I forgot that. Anyway, you get the pineapple. Once you get the pineapple, you can get Marin at the beach. So that's why we have to go around here. So, but while we're in the village, we have quite a few things to do. This is probably like the densest part of the run. With it's the densest part between instruments, D3 and D4. So the village in particular is especially dense because you have to get the shrine to get the ocarina. I think you also get the rupees. By the way, here's a naked super jump. So that's an example one where you don't have to press into the wall by facing. You're already facing away, but you have to do some jumps to make sure you're still facing away.
Yeah, naked super jumps are just kind of tight, but they're really not that hard, like, if you get used to them.
Yeah, they're punishing if you fail, though, because you have to usually get pushed out from unclipped from the wall, and you have to go back into it.
Yeah, just don't get me started on naked, unclipped super jumps. Stuff of my nightmares.
Alright, so here's the fishing. The reason we're fishing is literally just for a heart piece. But we have to get rid of that first fish, because it's just always going to get in the way. So you have to kind of lose some time to it. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way of getting around that one fish. So here's our heart piece. So we are one fish the pond apart.
Pretty much.
And now we drop off Bow Wow for once. Good riddance. And we get a picture. And this is the cutest picture in the game. Afterward, we talk to... we don't talk to Grandma Orion. We actually kind of... We eavesdrop, I guess we could say, on a conversation that Grandpa Orion is having. And the mouse is just watching the entire time and waiting for an opportunity. Looked like he was having some yummy snacks. And now we need to get a seashell just outside D1. We couldn't get this one earlier because you need to bonk into the tree. And then we head over to get Marin. Is there much else that happens here?
No.
Or do we have a little bit of a break?
There's really not much else that happens here other than, like, you get, like, a couple of pictures with Marin.
Yeah.
There's the heart piece in the well as well.
Well, like, this is just kind of a long cutscene, so there's downtime.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess I'll take that time to remind you that we're here raising money for Girls Make Games, and we still have a bid war open for what color tunic we're going to be having Link wear. We're getting closer to when we have to make that decision, so if you want to change that, make sure to get your donation in very soon.
I'll explain a little bit about the tunic, actually. So, red tunic, the tunics kind of give you some of the benefits of Piece of Power or Acorn permanently. Unfortunately, the red tunic does not give you the speed boost that you get from Piece of Power, or else that would easily be the fastest tunic. Ideally, normally we pick blue tunic, because one of the bosses is faster with it. And there's a couple other reasons why blue tunic actually saves a little bit of time overall.
Ooh, red tunic also lets you pick up pots faster when you have level 1 bracelet. Or pick up
Yes.
pots and rocks. Just like Piece of Power.
Yeah. So these are the pictures that we were talking about earlier. If you don't get them now, you will lose out on them completely.
Also, it is red tunic that is currently ahead by slightly less than $37.
Ooh, we need to change that. Let's get those donations in.
Yep, let's do that.
Alright, so we're finally done with Mabe Village. Like, you could see what I mean when I said that it was a really dense segment. Like in that little area of the village and the beach, we did a whole bunch of tasks. Now, we could go up to the walrus and just talk to him, but that's slower. Why not do a bomb trigger instead? If you have the opportunity to do a bomb trigger, you should do a bomb trigger.
I was like
Unless you're
tweeting
almost
during
out
the
of bombs,
cutscene.
then maybe don't.
Yeah, but we like never run out of bombs in this category.
Yeah, like
Arrows can get tight.
yeah, at least it's not like any percent where both are like really, really tight.
Yeah, any percent. It's punishing if you fail anything related to bombs or arrows. So we're in this cave now, and here we go with a bomb trigger to get a heart piece. So we're gonna go right up to this transition, plant the bomb, and transition over, and there you go. You just got it from the other side of the screen. My favorite bomb trigger in the whole game is to get the heart piece. There's a path on the way to D8 that you're supposed to open up, and instead, the heart piece is visible from the other side of the cave, the literal whole cave. But you can see it on the one screen, and so you just do a bomb trigger and get it from there.
Get over here!
I
yeah,
think there was
that
something
is-
in the sand, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
Nobody's seen it in years.
yeah, nobody knows what that is. It's something.
It's a legend.
At least starts with an L.
Yeah, there's rumors that it's a Lenmola, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. Like, you know, rumor has it that there's a Lamola there, but like, I don't know. If you just like shoot some arrows there, it never shows up, so we don't even know if it's real.
All the known pictures of it are actually just AI generated.
Yeah, see,
All right.
it's not there.
Yeah, and there was a heart piece under there, so this is also one of the only categories where you actually drop down that pit because you have to get that heart piece. But we also have a seashell to get in the desert. Ryan Ford is getting that right now. Then he's going to save and quit and go back to that cave. And now we got to listen to the Koholint Island National Anthem, sung by Marin. This is the first time in the run that we hear it. I'm assuming we're hearing M-Chan's sound, so I'm going to start talking again. You want to be really careful which option you select after, because she actually asks you if you want to hear it again.
Yeah, and there's a very
Essentially.
obvious reason why you don't want to listen to it again.
It's like almost a minute long.
Yeah, that's just like free run killer.
We have time for it.
I think we do.
All right.
Yeah, I think we've got time.
All right. An anonymous donor has given $10 for the blue tunic. So
Hey!
that closes the gap a little bit, but still a little under 27 left to flip that.
Thank you, thank you. I'm pretty impartial to whichever tunic, so... Now M-Chan wants blue really bad, so...
Yeah, M-Chan
Yeah,
almost never
okay.
gets blue. Like, everyone always donates for red.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of, you know, interesting to see blue in one of these marathons.
Yeah. So we set another save point, which we... It's kind of punishing if you forget to save it, which happens sometimes. Because once you open up D4, you can get back to this cave by setting the save point initially. But if you don't, you get taken back to the warp outside of Mabe, which loses like 30 seconds. Another free run killer. Okay, M-Chan's doing my favorite bomb trigger, which is that.
Yeah, that's like the best bomb trigger in the game.
It's like it's almost like 2 minutes to travel away.
Yeah, I like barely remember like what cave that thing is even like supposed to be in.
Yeah. Okay, so here we're actually gonna have a major divergence in routes. So M-Chan set a save point just outside D4 there. However, Ryan is going to skip that because we are going to be doing 2 variants of the same trick. The trick is called Rooster Skip. And so you see M-Chan just passed by a cave. That's the cave that Ryan's actually going to enter. So in that cave is the bird key, and normally you're supposed to get the rooster to get to it, but we have 2 ways of skipping that by going over the pit. The first way uses the hook shot and does a frame perfect trick that you can thankfully buffer for, but a lot of runners will actually not buffer for it. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, if you fail it, you lose like 30 seconds.
Yeah, the second way is to do a whole bunch of pause buffers, which could be also risky. It's much in the same way. It's subpixel dependent. So you could end up spending a lot of time doing pause buffers and end up actually losing time. On average, the version Ryan's doing is 15 seconds faster, but it has a lot of potential of being slower because of all those pause buffers. Now, what he's actually going to do is he's going to wait until he hears Link falling. Then either, depending on where he lands, he might have to do it a second time. And then he's going to start a dash and use the shovel mid-dash, and that's going to hold Link in place while he's dashing. But he's not going to be moving. And then he's going to press the jump button with the feather and jump across the pit.
I think I'm soft locked. I'm just kidding.
Thankfully, this game is kind of hard to like actually soft lock.
He gets it!
Oh my god.
Oh wow,
Definitely-
did it like first try.
Definitely lost a
Yeah.
lot of time going for it due to like the 50,000 pauses, but
Yeah, that's the risk
what
of
it
it.
is.
When it pays off, it really pays off, but it can still lose time, quite a lot of
Yeah.
time. I do argue that it's the easier version, but it's still like you can lose so much time with all those pause buffers. And it's like 40 minutes into the run too.
Yeah, at least it's an earlier reset point, if anything.
Now, throughout all of that explanation, M-Chan basically did D4 because D4 is easily the shortest dungeon. And there's some stuff that happened in D4 that could use some explaining. So M-Chan, I think he blew up the block in front of that chest that Ryan 4 just did, whereas Ryan 4 did a Jesus jump to clip into between the chest and the block.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
definitely
that
lost time
Jesus
with the extra
jump,
pauses.
Saves a menu, I think.
Yeah, that's the idea. It saves the menu. So you basically have to get it on like the first try Jesus jump and not have any extra buffers.
Yeah.
So you have to have good timing for it to actually save time. But it also saves a bomb and an arrow, and the arrow is the key thing because arrows can get quite tight, and you could use one elsewhere that could save you some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this trick that Ryan is about to do is really cool.
Ooh!
Oof.
I went too early, barely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So the
what's
method he's
supposed
doing
to
now
be-
is the
yeah.
safer method.
Yeah, basically it's just a couple of super jumps and using the P-hat up there to like bounce back into a specific spot because they are solid, and if you hit them with your sword while they're flying, you get knocked back. So we kind of just abuse that in runs.
Yeah. Also, here's the easiest boss, where you just release a spin slash and then shoot 2 bomb arrows, and he's dead. Far cry from Moldorm, who is easily the hardest boss, and it's also the first one. That's D4.
Oh, whoa.
It's easy as that.
It's
You
as
fat
simple
fingering
as that.
pauses.
Which is
Now it does
there's no
look
shrimp in
it does
B4.
look quick, but it's quite a difficult dungeon to do really quickly. This is all kinds of little things that can go wrong. You have the Jesus jumps, and that one P-hat clink can lose you a lot of time if it goes wrong.
Oh, hey, it's the most, like, annoying character that follows you in the game.
Mm-hmm. It is part of a nice, heartwarming storyline, but in the meantime, it's very annoying.
Yeah.
And we have to deal with it for a long time. This is another part of the run that has a lot of density to it in a short period of time between dungeons. In any percent, you actually go straight from D4 to D5 with nothing in between. But because we need to collect everything, we have to do this bomb trigger to get the bra, which is a necklace in the American version. And then we have to talk to the mermaid. We also have to get that seashell by the owl statue. And then we have to get the lens through the worst trick in the game, which I'll explain soon. Now, this mermaid skip, we can actually skip the cutscene by opening the save and quit menu on the frame that we collect the scale. And you can, depending on your timing, you might only need to do one menu, or you might have to do a whole bunch. So this is Zora Bump. There's a buffered method that Mchan's going to do. And it's such a terrible trick because if it goes wrong, it takes forever to set it up. So the idea is you're trying to bump off of that Zora and land on the ledge. If you move on that ledge, or if you go too far, you fall into the water and you have to set it up again. Once you're clipped into the wall, and you have to be clipped in like 1 or 2 pixel range, like you have very little range, because you need to make it over the water with a single super jump. And that allows you to skip the hook shot.
Yeah.
Which we get by using the boomerang, which we get by having the lens. So there's a lot of sequence breaking going on.
Yeah, I love how, like, this is, 100%, and you still, like, completely destroy the intended sequence of events.
It's true. You're supposed to have the hook shot to get the lens, to get the boomerang, but we actually use the boomerang in D5 to get the hook shot. Like, we barely use the hook shot for its intended purpose.
Yeah, the hook shot is just, nice tool for doing glitches.
Yeah. But there's still quite a bit more to do here before we go into D5. I think we actually do it almost closer to the end of the game. I'm pretty sure we do D0 and D6 first, I believe.
Yeah, it's D4, D0, D6. D0 is the color dungeon where you get your tunic upgrade.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be doing D0 next because we need to finish off this ghost sequence here. And it actually ends right around the corner. Yeah, that was really good.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I wish I got Zora bumps like that. My PB has like 2 failed Zora bumps, and I lost like 30 seconds with it.
Ugh.
Blue's still behind by slightly under $27 if anyone wants to flip it at the last moment.
Oh yeah, because we're really close to ending that incentive, so...
Also, goodbye, Shovel. We will never see you again.
Yep, we are done getting seashells with that shovel.
Yeah, because I think the bid war is going to close in like less than 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Yeah, once Mchan gets into the color dungeon, I think, then we're going to cut it off.
All right, and again, red is currently winning that. Blue is a little under $27 behind.
$27? Somebody! Help Mchan! Please!
And Mchan is on the way to the second item upgrade. Well, I should say item capacity upgrade. Because
Oh, there's some mechanic that I just realized that never really pointed out, but something also really good with the feather is that if you're jumping diagonally, you move faster than when you're walking diagonally as well. So on some screens, if you gotta go diagonal, you'll see us like jump a bunch of times too.
Yeah, this game has really weird movement.
Yeah, it's like about 25% faster to jump diagonal than to actually like walk diagonal.
Yeah, and M-Chan here is taking the ghost to his grave. And then the owl just like hoots at you for what feels like a billion years. And then there's another photo.
I love this photo.
This photo is really cute, honestly. Because, like, look at the ghost. The ghost is so cute.
Link making new friends. Some of them he puts in the dirt. Like this ghost.
We've had an anonymous $28 with no comment that went towards blue, putting blue ahead now.
Hey, there you
But
go.
less than $2 separate them.
Yep, and this is M-Chan entering D0.
Yes, we should probably
So, yeah.
cut it off in like a few seconds.
Yeah, I think Bid War is over now.
There you go. So, got blue.
All right. Just going to make one refresh, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, blue it is. By a bid of, let me see what the totals were. $86.73 towards blue, 84 red. Thanks everyone who contributed to that.
Hey, shoutouts to all of y'all. And yeah, much appreciated to let us showcase this game, and then also to, you know, have some people chip in to a good cause as well. So, definitely a pleasure. Words are hard when you're focused.
No Zoomerang.
Oh.
If you use the boomerang on the exact frame that you hit one of those trampolines, you zoom across the room. It's very fun. It's also extremely hard to get.
Yep.
It literally is like, extremely frame perfect. Who needs to push blocks when you could super jump? Now, you probably noticed M-Chan went to a room, got a bunch of rupees. We need 300 rupees to get the best song, also known as the Frog Song. Also known as Song 3.
That's a hot take.
Yes, it is, and I stand by it. It's a hill I die on. So when you get the Nightmare Key, you have to save and quit. You have to make sure your game is saved because you need to hard reset. And the reason you hard reset is to respawn those rupees. For some reason, I'm not completely sure why, but those rupees do not respawn unless you hard reset the game.
Or if you leave the dungeon. But I think hard resetting is the faster option here.
Oh yeah. I mean, as soon as you leave the dungeon, you have to push all the graves again. Do you? Actually? I think you do. I don't remember. We'll see once we leave. Oh, here's the reverse room in the game.
Yeah, Rando players have a very colorful name for this room. I don't think I can say it on stream though.
Y'all talking about the bingo room, or?
Oh yeah. In case you're wondering where M-Chan is.
I love that room. I think it's cool.
You know, the kind of random boss, like, I feel like this boss doesn't have much to do with the dungeon aside from maybe that it's one of those what would you even call them? The little switches that change color when you hit them. It's like a giant version of that.
I think it's just because it's color based, and since like this whole dungeon is color themed, kinda makes sense that boss to be there.
All right. Yeah, the boss is also really easy. You just spam your bow. You have so many arrows in this category that you can just unleash as many as you want. You can also do that when you're fighting the Armless Knight, which we'll see pretty soon. I think that's the next dungeon. But first, the Signpost Maze. And a seashell that you could get either before or after. I like to get it after. Now, this is always a nerve-wracking part of the run, because if you accidentally talk to the sign a second time, which is surprisingly easy to do, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. There's also this really difficult pit jump that if you mess up, you might have to do it over and over again. But the reward is great. By the way, there's a flashing lights warning in the next 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
The entire frog song is just nothing but flashing lights. And we're gonna have to do it again for Ryan's screen.
Talking to the owl statue for no reason.
Alright, flashing lights warning here. You'll hear also why it's the best song.
And now Ryan is blue too.
Got that blue, baby.
Okay.
We should just all sing it at random time.
Yeah, we should.
Yes,
Just
Rhythmical's
just randomly start singing it for no reason.
It would be an exact recreation too.
yes, Rhythmical's an actual master of music, so that works.
That's why it's my favorite song. I'm a classical musician, I like dissonance.
Oh my god, everything's just hitting me.
Here's the most boring heart piece. This is the only way to get it. You can't get it any other way outside from just this long swimming around the moat. I gotta wonder how anybody ever found this casually. Like, who's gonna think to go into the moat and look in that exact spot for the heart piece?
While diving underwater.
Yeah, while diving. Thankfully, you can save and quit back to the warp. And now we're going to get our final picture, picture 12 out of 12, which we actually need the lens for, so the Zora is invisible otherwise. Yet another reason why we need the lens. Alright, flashing lights warning on Ryan's screen. Da 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 da. I'm really just genuinely singing random notes because that's basically what it sounds like.
Oh my god, seeing the 30 FPS for my capture. It's like not even actually flashing. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it looks so broken at 30 FPS.
Yeah. Yeah, we say flashing lights, but I'm not sure that the viewer is actually seeing much flashing going on. It's because the game, we say the game runs at 60 FPS, but it's actually just slightly under, but we usually stream at like 30.
Yeah,
so it's not perfectly synced.
The game runs at 59.73.
Oh, okay, I thought it was 9.7, but I just learned something.
Yeah, it's such a random, like, off amount.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
versus, like, most like computer monitors and stuff are 59.94, I think.
Yeah.
So like even when you're like playing it, every so often you'll notice like a slight weirdness when you're playing in a section that has a lot of the flashing lights.
Yeah. So that was Arma's Knight. In most categories, you have to kill it with sword, and like in any percent, you actually want to make the boss land on the ground while you are dashing, because you'll freeze in place with your sword out, and then he just runs into the sword. But in 100%, we have arrows, so we just spam arrows. It makes
Yeah,
it
and
much
any
easier.
percent you pretty much just like dash at him with your sword, and then you have to like bonk the wall like at the exact moment that he is landing, so that you don't get stuck. Because if you get stuck, there's like, you know, like unless you're an extremely good player or just really lucky, he will probably just kill you.
Ooh, the pushback. Those bombs push you back so far in the water. There are... I prefer that moat heart piece, by the way. If you have the bomb land in just the right place when you enter the water, you can get boosted to the edge of the screen. It's so nice. It literally saves like 2 seconds of swimming.
Yeah,
But it's
so
also
rare.
very, very rare. I think it's happened to me literally twice out of like 100 runs.
Yeah, and this is D6. We are doing a little bit of sequence breaking here.
Indeed. D6 is almost done backwards.
Yeah, there's like just this huge segment of the dungeon that is literally just done backwards.
And that is because we have super jumps. All power to the super jumps.
Yeah, it requires one of the like more annoying super jumps though, because it's like
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to have like a perfect Y pixel.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's
you
a
could...
range of like 2 pixels, but it's like super annoying.
Very, very small window where you can do it. Thankfully, you don't have to time it properly. But if you're too high, you soft lock, and you have to save and quit back to the beginning of the dungeon. Or if you're too low, the super jump just doesn't work.
Yeah, and if you don't super jump far enough, then like you'll either have to equip boots and just try to dash through, or you'll have to hop back down and try it again.
It was all pretty punishing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, for the most part, the dungeon's actually kind of done as intended. It's quite a contrast between lots of intended stuff and no intended stuff. Unlike D7, which is pretty much entirely unintended stuff.
Also, that little super jump there, like across the water, that's literally just done to clip into the wall on the right faster.
Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way up to the top of that wall and clip back into it. The only way to clip into the wall is to approach it from a corner. So here's that
Also,
super jump we were talking
yeah.
about. He is good.
Yeah, and then the other like super jumpy thing before that is actually a thing called a shack jump. It's kind of just like you like jump into a corner with like one of those like key blocks or something a certain way, and then you can jump over it.
Yeah, I think it's like a block you can interact with.
Yeah, like it's either like a pushable block or a key block. And then this is
The biggest moment of RNG in the whole run.
nightmare.
Oh, this is terrible. How many tries was that? That's well below average. I think someone once had like 32 tries on that.
That's so
Yeah.
I
bad.
think the most I had, I think, was 19.
I think my record is like 15 tries, and I was very unhappy.
Yeah, I had 24 kind of recently.
Ooh.
And the marathon runs, I've had 20 like 3 different times in marathons. So
There are points in this run where so RNG dependent, like early Rooster Skip. The rupees in the beginning of the game are a big RNG point. Villa Skip. There's also Goomba Surf, which is coming up. Probably the biggest one is actually coming up after this dungeon, and it's the reason why we need the boomerang to get the hook shot. I'll explain that once we get into D5. Which is actually going to be probably in the next minute or so for M-Chan.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, getting from D6 to D5 is really fast.
Yeah, it's also like probably the only time that... Well, no, I think the later dungeons we have less collecting to do. We do most of our collecting in the first half of the run. And the last half we just are kind of getting to dungeons as quickly as we can with minimal collecting. It's mainly just heart pieces that we need to get from here.
Yep.
Now we have all the seashells, though. The one in the Armos Maze was our 20th seashell. So now every seashell that M-Chan would want to pick up is just rupees. So if he's low on rupees, he knows where to go.
Let's see how many horse heads Ryan gets.
1,
Hey.
2. Oh man, what a
That
contrast! That'll help you. That's 3. That's still very good.
Yeah.
I would be very happy if it was 3 every single time.
Above average, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's usually like 4 or 5.
Yeah, my last run was 6, so still like not the worst, but below average.
It's 50-50 each time.
Also, the thing that Ryan is doing right now is a quick kill for Facade. Basically, as soon as you go into the room, you can drop bombs in the middle there, and it will actually do damage to him, regardless of whether he's on screen, until you get the text box. So, you can actually, like, half kill him before he even shows up. And then that saves, like, a good couple of cycles.
Yeah, it saves a while. It could be a very slow boss otherwise. Like, slower than Genie.
Ugh.
Okay, so we're coming up to early hook shot. So this is what we need the boomerang for. We need to make sure that we have no items on the screen. We're doing something that's, again, kind of related to item slots, I think. So we're going to convert this key into the hook shot. So we're going to go to a specific spot, and M-Chan's going to equip the boomerang and jump back with the boomerang into the room as he's collecting the key. And it's going to turn into... He got a first try. It's 50-50. Sometimes you have to do it 8 times to get it.
Yep.
Other times you get it first try, which is the best case scenario. It's like 8 seconds or so, at least 8 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever amount of time. It's a long time between attempts.
Yeah, it's like about 12 seconds per try.
And it's an hour into the run. So the biggest run killer of the game is an hour into the run.
Yeah, it's kind of why I don't like grinding this category anymore, because like all my best paces always had like 6 or 7 try, and I'm just like, all right, I've had enough. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, if you shoot bomb arrows at Master Selphos, you can actually like completely kill him instead of having him like just jump off the screen, and he will give you a key.
Although apparently he's got some clones, so he'll still show up in the other rooms.
Yeah.
But we don't deal with them. We don't need to.
Shot, so we don't have to deal with them again.
We just do the one to get the key, and we would, if we could not clip through some blocks that we see later with using the hook shot, funny enough, that key would be pretty useless.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm glad that Nightmare Key room, like, you can just use the hook shot there, because the 90% strat is way worse.
It's a super precise jump.
Yeah, you have to, like, line yourself up in a certain spot and dash jump across.
We call it the dumb jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not the best name anymore. But we called it that for a while. By the way, there's a reason why Feather's on A and Hookshot's on B. And the reason for that is because if you use both items at the exact same time, you get a thing called Bookshot. And it's actually like hyper-accelerated hookshot. It's absolutely a glitch. We were not allowed to do it in the glitches category. We actually use it later on to clip through a block in D8.
Yeah, and that bookshot clip is pixel perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it's I think it's a range of 2 pixels actually, but like, still very annoying.
Yeah, and there is a way of setting it up to make it reliable and work every time, but
Ryan is
uses
doing early hook shot. Oh, he failed.
the worst case scenario is it picks up the key.
Yeah, that's
Which can
like
happen if you like don't transition soon enough, or if you leave an item on screen.
Hey!
Second try.
Fourth try.
Thankfully.
That's fourth try.
Fourth? Oh, jeez. I've been watching Entrance stream the whole time.
It's all good. Yeah, so probably over half a minute down the drain because of that, but is what it is.
Like, so we've collected almost everything. We just have some more heart containers and 2 more bosses. So we're just gonna head straight to D8. Unfortunately, we cannot super jump from below D8 to that screen. That would save an incredible amount of time. So we have to go all the way around. If only we could super swim, but we don't allow out of bounds. Hence the category name, 100% no wrong warp and no out of bounds. Clipping into a wall allows you to go up to 3 pixels in. We do not consider that out of bounds.
Yeah,
and
out
wrong
of
warps are
bounds
things like the
is-
doghouse glitch, which many people have probably heard of.
Out of bounds is basically like going into a tile that you can't even clip into, or like transitioning screens on a solid tile.
It is possible you could super jump into the middle of a block into a tile, but we're not allowed to transition from those kind of positions. Otherwise, you are allowed to like super jump into the middle of blocks, but unless you can get out, you would actually just get stuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you
so
want to see a
M10
one where like that gets abused a lot, go look up no STWW, no system transition or wrong warp, which allows a lot of out of bounds glitches, but it's still like not a super short run.
Yeah. It's like slightly
like-
less restricted than no hook. Okay, so that was the hook shot version of Rooster Skip on M10's screen. The idea is you can jump when the hook shot is something like 1 frame away from fully retracting. And so thankfully you can buffer it to actually get onto that exact frame that you need. It is frame perfect, and you have to do it twice. So the players who don't buffer it
Are complete madmen? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's often actually a bigger run killer than early roosters or early hook shot if it goes wrong. But you also have ERS if you want to early rooster skip with the shovel if you want to have a good alternative. Oh, we do D7 first. I totally forgot.
Wrong game.
Yeah, the dungeon order here gets like completely busted.
Yeah, busted wide open. Just yeah,
It's
I
also
guess
probably my favorite dungeon.
Oh, you like D7 what?
I like D7 in every single category that it's in.
Hey.
I
In
kind of
glitches,
hate
it feels really fun because everything comes together really well. It's just, but in this category, it's totally broken because guess why? We have this big round ball that we would normally use to knock down the pillars, but we have another kind of ball in our inventory that we call a bomb. And guess what we like to do with bombs in this game? That's right, we like to skip cutscenes with it. We're not actually going to use it to blow up the pillars themselves. We're just going to like skip the need to throw the ball at all. We sort of destroy the pillars, but we do it from a range. It's like a proximity bomb. It's just
That's
like that.
another
So
naked super jump. This is a funny bomb trigger
yeah,
because
Yeah,
it's
so-
using one of the bombs exploding and another one in the pit. That's the
Yeah.
only place where you can do that, I think.
pretty much.
Or at least the only place where it's useful.
Yeah, it's the only place it's useful. You can do it anywhere, but it's the only place where you could actually viably use it. The reason bomb triggers work, or the way they work, is you need to plant 2 bombs. As it was explained earlier, you have to have 2 bombs on the same screen within 4 frames of each other. So you could throw a bomb into a pit, and the game will only allow you to plant a bomb on the same screen if that bomb is in a pit or if it's on the other side of a screen of a transition.
Yeah. Also, this is a trick called Goomba Surf. And it's one of the most annoying RNG-dependent tricks in the entire game. Basically, you just naked super jump from the bottom wall, and then you jump onto the Goomba to continue your falling state momentum to get onto the other side. And then that lets you skip getting the Nightmare Key.
Yep.
Oh, here's another trick.
I love
we're
this
actually
one. This one is so funny.
Yeah, you go ahead and explain it.
So, basically, you can get the hook shot to go, off screen and, wrap around and hit the eagle while it's off screen. So you can kill it really fast.
And it only works if you don't enter certain other screens around the game. Unless you save and quit.
Yeah. And I think that's a reason, one of the reasons why a lot of people, especially in any percent, will just do a quick save and quit in the Rooster Cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly, yeah. You do, in 90% in the Rooster Skip Cave, you actually just do a save and quit there because you might as well. It adds some safety in case you fall. And
yeah,
you
and then
need
if you
to save
fall,
and quit
you
at
can
some
just...
point anyway.
Yeah, and if you fall, you can just hard reset, and that saves time.
Much faster than going around.
Also, Ryan just did another alternate strat here. He did a shack jump across that little gap on that screen instead of doing the naked super jump like Mchan did.
Wildly risky.
Yeah, because, if you fail that, you fall down to the floor below, and I don't even want to think about how much time that wastes. It's a lot.
It's very much a lot of time.
Yeah, it's you may as well just, pack it up and leave.
One time in a race, I failed that twice.
Oh.
That was the Hundo tournament, right?
Second try. Yeah, it was the Hundo tournament. It was one of our practice races.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so this is our final flashing lights warning, by the way, on Mchan's side. We're going to have one more on Ryan's side soon. It's also our final upgrade. We got the bow upgrade, or the arrow upgrade, and the bomb upgrade, so now we just have to do the powder. This time we do not have to skip any... we don't have to answer no at first on our first option. We just press yes and get the powder right away. If you select no, he'll be like, actually, you only have one option.
Also, Ryan there just used sword beams instead of the hook shot to kill the eagle.
Oh, I didn't think that would work.
The swag.
Is it the same amount of hits?
Because he can get a spin slash in on the first hit, it saves one cycle.
Ooh.
Of off-screen hits. According to Saga, as he said, it saves 2 seconds, but I don't know if that's actually true.
That's probably about right.
Yeah, I don't think I actually realized that you could do that. It's kind of cool though. And then here's just funny little trick.
Yeah,
Usually, that turtle head is a boss. Except, we're going fast here, so we kind of just go through it.
Yep. While the head is being extended out from the wall, you can actually just walk right through it. Once it's fully extended, you have to fight it. You may have also noticed that we didn't actually use the ocarina to awaken it. Normally, you're supposed to use the third song, the frog song. But why would you do that when you have bombs? What a surprise!
Yeah. Also, the thing Mchan just did is the bookshot clip that we mentioned earlier. That is it's a trick that requires doing the bookshot in a horizontal range of 2 pixels. So it's pretty precise, and it's in a really dark room. so it can be a bit annoying.
And we have the magic rod. I believe that is our final item. We just need one more heart piece, and I think we have all the items, all the things we need to collect. Because right after D8, we're going straight to the end of the game.
Funny sideways block push.
I didn't know that was there. I've never seen that.
I've done that before. Also, I should also mention that if you do a Jesus jump on lava and then like transition and like slash your sword, like the frame you transition, like the frame after, you can just swim through lava and you won't get hurt by it.
Subpixels. Alright, coming up is the Roomba Room. I think it's actually supposed to be a rolling block, but the way it's designed, it's actually like a rock and floor tile, but it looks like a Roomba. Or no, it's not floor tile. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a Roomba with a flashing light. Anyway,
the owl calls it a rolling rock.
It's something. Also,
there's
like
all kinds of ways you can fill out this room. There's like a dozen patterns that you can do.
Yeah.
Everybody does it in a way.
Also, you just watched him jump like while it was still moving. You can do that, but controlling the direction of your jumps is tricky. And there's also a bit of a risk of forgetting to make it change directions if you needed to change directions, and you have to redo the whole room.
Yep.
Hothead. This is a boss we actually, just in the last few years, we actually understand how it works. For a while, we weren't sure why he just sometimes would not take damage. It turns out he actually just requires 5 hits for his outer shell, and then 2 more hits for the inner part. However, on the very bottom and right side of the screen, he cannot take damage. And so it kind of gives this illusion, if you just spam the magic rod on him, it gives the illusion that he has like a ton of health, or it's a random amount of health.
Yeah, it's like definitely strangest boss fight in the game.
Yeah, but once you understand him, he's oddly easy. If you know the pattern to do it. Okay, so M-Chan has everything, and he's on his way to the end. So I think we have, actually no, we don't have downtime, because we're going to listen to the Koholint theme again.
Yeah, this run is actually, like, there's not much downtime. There's just, like, so many different, like, little techniques and glitches and stuff here and there.
Alright, get right up on that transition and do a bomb trigger, because who has time to take out the ocarina?
Yeah, like, you know, like, why get out your ocarina when you can do that? Also because the bombs are useful to have anyway, and it saves the menu. Oh, Ryan, that would have been, like, really bad if that pit, like, actually made you fall in it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I, like, saw Link start the falling animation, I was like, no, please don't.
I've occasionally done that.
The egg is open, and M-Chan is on his way to the end of the game. So this is an extremely dense boss fight. Everything kind of happens very quickly. And there's even RNG manipulation in it. So, well, the first thing he's actually going to do is a bomb trigger to completely skip the intro cutscene and also kill the music. Unfortunately, we do not get to hear the music in this.
Also,
so while he's falling, he's going to do that. Yeah, so he's got the bomb trigger, and the boss just immediately starts and he's going to clip into this wall. He needs to have his sword in a specific place, and then when the boss lands on the sword, he plants a bomb. The sword will actually do damage to it instead of needing the powder.
Yeah.
And next is Aghanim. Now he's going to position himself very precisely underneath the boss. You need to hit him with 4 energy balls. If he messes this up, he's going to start possibly getting blue balls, which are just unreflectable balls. Yeah, so he needs to be in this really specific place, and he gets 1. So he's 1 more, and if he's not in the right spot and he gets the wrong ball, the manip completely falls apart, and he gets a blue ball. So
which he just did.
Yeah, so that is very bad. That means everything from here is 50-50. Thankfully, Aghanim cooperated there.
Yeah.
And now it's the second Moldarm fight, much easier than the first one.
Yeah, that is a quick kill. Basically, if you like spin slash him while he's showing up, and then you just like slash him a bunch of times, he won't move. You can just kill him.
Exactly, yeah. Ryan, do you do Death Eye Skip?
Yeah.
Okay, are we going to be seeing that?
I'll try to, anyway.
Okay.
All the pressure's on now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we might see it. So this is Death Eye that M-Chan's doing. You can one-shot him with the boomerang, fun fact. Normally you would do arrows, but...
far the most OP weapon in the game.
Yeah, seriously.
I was kind of sad when it got nerfed in the remake.
Yeah. However, you can actually skip that phase of the boss. The previous phase was Ganon. He shoots these bats at you. On the exact frame that a bat is shot, if you play the ocarina, not song 2, play 1 or 3. If you do 2, you get warped to the beginning of the egg. If you play the ocarina on the exact frame that the bat is launched at you, the bat will freeze in place. And when you kill Ganon, that bat will turn into Death Eye. However, it has a health value of 0. It just immediately dies as soon as Death Eye spawns, and the game thinks that you're at the end of the game. So it'll spawn the staircase. So the original Death Eye will actually stay in place, but the game will have thought that you killed him.
Yeah, that was actually like a thing that led to a rule change at one point, because
that's time, by the way. Time on M10's screen. I'll say time for Ryan's screen.
Also, like I should mention right here that the path that you take through the egg is usually random, but if you don't go to the library and read the book that tells you how to go through the egg, it's always left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. Literally, regardless.
Hello. Ryan's in Nightmare right now. He's doing the manip. So he's got second energy ball there. So as long as he goes into the right spot for this next shot, he will get another energy ball.
Yeah. Also,
That's
what I was
good.
saying earlier about like the Death Eye skip causing a little bit of a rule change was I forget like who did it, but somebody was doing just like plain any %, which is pretty much just, you know, get a few items and go straight to the egg. And
okay, here's Death Eye skip.
Yeah, and they did Death Eye skip.
What am I doing here? Oh, right. Whoops.
You're doing Death Eye skip.
Yeah, they did Death Eye skip and actually like died on their way up the stairs. Because the previous method for like calling time was as soon as Link touched the stairs. It got changed to when the screen fades to white at the end.
Yeah.
Because you do lose health to Death Eye there.
Both our runners are done.
Hey,
GG,
same.
You two were a nightmare apart.
They're like 2.5 minutes or something, probably.
Not even that much. Very,
nightmare
very
is so
good run.
fast in 100%.
Yeah,
I'm
both
glad
of you
I got
had
the skip.
very, very good runs.
Hey, thank
Ryan,
you.
you named like every hard trick.
Slowest early rooster skip in the universe, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go back.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would have been, if I got it like perfectly on a second try, I think it would have been faster if I failed it once. That's how bad it was.
That's the nature. That's why some people don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
The hookshot rooster skip is reliable if you get it. There's no RNG to it.
Exactly. Especially
Unless
in
you have Bow
this
Wow.
category, because Bow Wow, yeah, as you were about to say.
Yeah.
Bow Wow's not there.
Wow can get in the way of the hookshot and just completely make you fall. And there's nothing
Yep.
you can do about it. But we don't have to deal with them.
That's why we all got beef with Bow Wow. That's the non-hundo runners.
Hence my good riddance earlier in the run.
Also, something really funny that happened like a little bit earlier, like during this run. So, my girlfriend is watching this stream right now, and I got a message from her on Discord saying that like she was totally caught off guard by me saying it's as shrimp was that at the end of D4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she was just like texting me that it was like the most hilarious thing ever.
So you're a
know what funny thing?
troll,
I
eh?
totally missed that.
Okay, so
Yeah, like I actually like did laugh, which is why I like randomly just started laughing, but like I had to like really hold back from saying anything at the time because like it was in the middle of a run.
Oh man.
it's good that you contained yourself at least, if anything.
How do you two feel about the run? How do you think it went? That's only 30 seconds off your PB. Or close to. That's a minute? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's like 119 and a half or so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were all hyping around here too.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you had like
anytime that
pretty
happens.
bad rupee luck or something at the start.
Right.
They're saying that my mic is
I were to
muted
guess.
on OBS.
Oh,
Okay.
just missed all the.
Okay. I don't know how much they were able to hear, but I guess I'll repeat what I said. I was really happy with
Yeah.
that most things I wanted to go for went really well. The ninth try horse heads was a little unfortunate. I guess I don't know if anybody was looking at the camera, but I was really excited over first try, early hook shot, and yes, the rupees didn't quite go well.
Okay, so the rupees were. Okay, I had a feeling because when I was looking at like seeing that you're behind at the start by quite a bit, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
probably
I
had.
was, I peeked over the stream to see where I was after on Trinity game, and I got a little bit worried because you know usually when you have bad rupee luck in a race, then you kind of have some self-doubt. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Like it's
A
tough
lot of
grinding
things
the no whoop categories because yeah, like sometimes even just getting a run started because of the rupee farming at the beginning can be
Yeah.
like a big gatekeeper
Don't
if
let
you're
this
going
deter
for.
anyone though.
top
It's a
heights.
fun game.
Yeah, this is a really fun
It is.
speedrunner for anyone who wants to get into this game. There's a lot of tricks to learn, but once you get a run going, it's really satisfying. So, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
different categories that to get into. And so, yeah, it's various
Yeah.
resources for a lot of different categories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and a various glitchiness too. Like if you have an almost completely glitchless category, and you have ones that are like completely unrestricted. You can do literally anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, shout outs to Ryan on the for having a fun race. And then Rhythmical and Sapphire for the commentary, and Stump on hosts. Y'all did great.
Thanks.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, for my run, yeah, I was pretty content with it since it was probably about like 40 seconds worse than my best run since derusting the game, so it's close enough. And
Yeah.
it was like probably like the worst like early rooster skip I had, like that didn't fail in a run, so even with that, it still was like a decent run. And then
Yeah.
fourth try early hook shot. It's kind of annoying, but
But you know
That's
what
how
the
it
best
goes, I
part
guess.
was? Blue Tunic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was really happy. I actually undeafened because I wasn't sure where someone was going to ping me on the results. So I undeafened to hear the results, and I was really happy with Blue Tunic.
yeah, the donation snipe
I
someone
heard that donation.
No,
to beat it out by like $2.
Yeah,
A
less than two.
yeah.
or like $8, yeah. Yeah, so I do like showcasing Red Tunic, but like I actually forgot to practice the Armos Knight fight with Red Tunic, so I'm a little glad that we got blue instead because of that. So yeah,
All right, but
It's
yeah,
kind of,
so I think we got a marathon that's ongoing. So I think we should probably sign off soon. So
Yes.
help them catch up. Yeah, so I guess yeah, the usual, follow everybody if you're not already, and make sure to keep the donations coming for for women in gaming. So or sorry, girls make games, I meant to say. English is hard. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for me, and if any of y'all want to say something, peace out.
Yeah, very, very good runs again, both of you. And for anybody watching, I will see you around because maybe you'll watch me do more commentary for this because I do that every so often.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks so much for doing that run for us. That was MChan338 and Ryan Ford with The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX 100%. Thanks again so much for doing that that race. Coming up next, once we get that set up, is going to be Luigi's Mansion Max Percent being run by Elite Spud.